Welcome to Old Guys, Gentlemen, Flex Fountain Pens, episode number 34, I think. This will be on the Pelikan M1000, which is not a flex nib, but like the 18 karat gold nibbed Mont Blanc 149, it does have some line variation. This one actually has more line variation, making it much closer to a modern flex pen. But warning here, I'll warn later, it's not a flex pen. You got to be careful. I've seen videos of people who've done heavy flexing with this nib, and then the first thing that happens is the feed right here separates from the nib, and it starts to mess up the flow. And if you continue to do it, you can spring the nib, although I've never seen pictures of that. It's a big pen. It is 6 5/16 inches long, posted. Capped, it's 5 3/4. It's a fast capping action too. Uncapped, it is 5 3/8. Very respectable size for writing with. I do like it better weight-wise with this on the end, but that almost looks kind of ridiculous in its size, which is surprising because the Mont Blanc, it also looks pretty big, but this doesn't look as bad. There is about 3/8, maybe close to half an inch difference in length. Maybe that's the difference with the Pelikan being a larger pen. Half an inch diameter in the section and 9/16 in the barrel. Okay, so since I had this one modified with a light hand, it'll do triple extra fine to double extra fine, something like that, all the way up to broad plus, excuse me. Nice and smooth to write with. Plenty wet. Might have something to do with the ink as well, but it lays down a fair amount of ink when you flex it. There is some feedback on it, and that's because it's such a fine nib, but it doesn't really bother me since almost all my pens are this thin. It's almost as responsive as a vintage. Which is kind of cool. The writing example, you can see it gives you more than enough to do shading for, my kind of Spencerian here. Here is the Pelikan M1000. This is the Mont Blanc. We'll line them up by the posted end caps. The Parker 51 and the Quaiko Sport. This is definitely a small fountain pen. This is, I guess to say that's a regular size fountain pen, and these guys are huge. overall, what do I think? It's a well-made pen. It's got lots of cool features on it. Lots of ink capacity. I like piston fillers. I kind of like the little swan with the carryover design into the swan's head and beak. But it's still just kind of on the nib. It's a real pretty nib. But to me, it still doesn't add up as, that expensive of a pen. I talked about having a status symbol. Everybody knows if you got this, you got a cool pen. Something must be going on that's good in your life. And this one, I think most people couldn't tell whether it's an expensive pen or a Chinese knockoff of some sort. I don't buy pens for stuff like that, but I can understand why that can add value to a pen. But that was not the case with this one. So it's a good pen. I love the fact that it's a modern nib and I can get enough flex out of it. I actually would like to have it be a little bit thinner, but it scares me to go any thinner than 0.2 millimeters on a 18 karat gold nib. So I like it, but I think it's just a little bit overpriced. And I'm not put off by the size. I like big pens. I mean, the other pen I really like, and this one compared to the Pelikan is dirt cheap, is my Jinhao, which is also a little bit smaller than this guy, but just probably fatter than the Pelikan. So anyhow, that's it for this one. I think I've rambled on long enough. Hope you got some value out of that, and until next time, thank you for watching.